All right, y'all. So we have to talk about this episode. I feel like every single installment of The Last of Us is trying to get me to sob furiously, uncontrollably. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just run through the episode like we usually do. I know that I kind of missed episode or two. Just, I was taking a little break. I needed a little creative break, but I am back. Let's get to it. So Ellie is taking care of Joel. Ellie is putting pressure on this wound, this stab wound. And I'm like, okay, I mean, just before we get into it, and I say this every single time I review these episodes, but I have not played the games yet. Please don't be, I plan to, do not get mad. So I'm speaking as somebody who's watching the show as a TV show right now. But I plan to, so just keeping that in mind, I want to put that as a disclaimer, just to give you some context as to why I'm talking the way I'm talking, right? So in my head, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Joe, please do not pass away. He looked like he's close to death. Okay. Like he looks like he's close, and Ellie's obviously freaking out. Joel is just like, bitch, I feel like I'm close to death. You take the gun, and go north, go to Tommy, go see Tommy. And Ellie's not having it. She's like, Joel, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck. I mean, she's tearing out. She is, I mean, rightfully so. Like, Ellie is this traumatized girl living in the apocalypse. And the person that has really honestly been looking out for her for the longest at this point, and who obviously cares about her, even if he's not like really verbalizing or doesn't even have the vocabulary or the space to really express it as much as he should. He does care about her. So like, she's freaking out. So we see her reach for the door, right? But now the episode completely changes, and the fact that there's so many people and Ellie's running in this gym now, I'm just like, okay, we're back in time, obviously, right? So we're back in time. Ellie's running, she's getting bullied by this bigger girl who tells her to pick up the pace. Like, girl, I'm not trying to run doubles because of your ass. And it's just like, Ellie at first is like, okay, babes, I'm gonna do what I need to do. Okay, we don't have to fight about it. I'll get on it. And Miss Mama's, the bully, was just like, girl, bully, right? Yeah. Miss Mama's was like, girl, nobody's here to fight for you. Your friend is gone. Your friend fights. You don't. And I love how the girl was looking at Ellie's like, okay, bitch, do it. I dare you. I dare you to punch me. Ellie punches the shit out of her. I was like, okay, yeah, girl. She getting sent to the principal's Captain Kwong. Okay. She's ended up with a black eye. So immediately I was like, okay, so what happened? We found out quickly that the other girl got 15 stitches. And I was like, yeah, that's right, Ellie. That's mama's baby. That's mama's baby. Hell yeah, Ellie, put her ass in the hospital, bitch. Why would she get the fuck up out of Ellie's face? That's my girl. That's my girl. That's niece. Yes, niece. That's my niece. But Captain Kwan sees that Ellie is a very, very smart girl, right? Very smart. And he was just like, if you act like a grunt, you're going to get grunt shit in the future. If you follow rules, you can become an officer. There's a leader in you. We have to basically, the leaders, the smart people here, keep all the shit together. If we fuck it all up, everything goes to shit. But at the same time, like, I understand what Captain Kwan's saying, but at the same time, it's like, girl, get that girl out of my face. Just because I'm smart don't mean that I'm not gonna beat your ass. Get that girl out of my fucking face. So I thought this was interesting, an interesting look into how these roles are assigned, right? Like how societal roles are given out. You know, you can compare them to how they're given out now, where you got to go to college, or maybe not, right? But you go out there and look for what you want to do for the most part, if you can, right? In today's society, but like, you know, in the Last of Us society, it's like, bitch, we're giving you shit to do, literally shit, as we see in Riley's case, but we haven't got there yet. So I love that we saw that she was reading Will Livingston, like the first volume, and of course, Savage Starlight. We see Mortal Kombat thing in her room. Dorm guard says, hey, guess what? Lights out. So yeah, the show is giving us even more glimpses into how strict these QZs are run, right? So someone's sneaking in Ellie's room. I'm just like, girl, what the fuck going on? What the hell going on? But then it's her friend, Riley. Snuck up on her. Ellie pulled that knife so quick. So we learn that Riley's been gone for 3 weeks, and Riley asks, who gave you that black eye? Tell me a name and I'll fuck him up. I was like, oh shit. Hell yeah. That's the type of best friends you need in your life. That's the type of friends you need in your life. It's like, what's up? Like, what's good, girl? But Ellie was like, her name is Bethany, and I already fucked her up. Where were you? Now back to the question. Riley says that she joins the Fireflies. At first, Ellie doesn't really believe her, but Ellie's like, okay, well, I mean, we're trained at QZ to kill Fireflies, so we can't get me in trouble. You over here talking about, oh, come with me for a few hours, we're gonna have the best night of your life. Like, girl, I should not be doing this. But they end up deciding to sneak out anyway. I really love their friendship. As they walk, you can see they're talking about Bethany and choosing their battles. I love here where Riley says, oh, we only got 2 floors to climb. But it turns out to be 7. And then they see some guy that they think here is dead. I'm just like, girl, you are too close to this motherfucker. Ellie really got boss, because I would have stayed the fuck away from that bitch. Like, I don't care what y'all talking about. They find liquor from before, that's how they refer to it, because it's not like the homemade kind of moonshine shit that they make in the QZ. So obviously it was expensive, but the guy mixed pills with it. Obviously he was trying to die, which makes a lot of sense. Ellie was just like, yeah, I think he meant to do what he was doing, because Riley was like, bitch, you're not supposed to mix pills with this shit. I was like, girl, he was trying to be free of this fucking bullshit. And I completely get it. He moves. That shit scared the shit out of me when he dropped through the floor, but I was like, oh my god. But they was just like, oh my god. I was like, y'all, that could have been really way worse than what y'all ended up with. But either way, they end up on the roof drinking liquor. I think the first time I ever drank liquor was when I went off to college. So, but I know people who were drinking way earlier than I did. So it was just funny to see that they were drinking, talking about, Riley has seen dead people before with her parents. It's just a tragic story for Riley. Ellie wants to hold her gun. Riley says no, but ends up giving her the gun to hold. This is cute. I just love their friendship. I just really love their friendship. So they end up talking about the Fireflies, right? Riley tells Ellie the reason that she joined the Fireflies was because she was approached by this woman and she ended up telling them the truth about how they feel about the QZ and Fedra and all that shit. And the woman was like, all right, girl, well, you're in. So that's it. And I did think, thinking about it now and then putting together what we know at the end, I was like, damn, that was kind of easy to join the Fireflies. But like they had Miss Mamas at that mall. Anyway, so Fedra apparently built a new apartment. So Ellie was just like, okay, so they're not all bad. So they argue about which one is right? So they said, Fedra, Riley says, are fascist dickbags who starve their own populations. But then Ellie fires back and says that, well, the Fireflies are blowing up the, storage depot. And they're claiming that they don't blow up civilians. And it's just like, okay, girl. Riley was like, Ellie was like, okay, sure, Jan. But I do like that they're having this conversation, even though, Firefly me personally, Firefly me all the way, bitch. Fuck these fascists, bitch. Are you serious? But obviously they're having a conversation, a really insightful conversation, especially at their age, right? But it's a conversation that's happening, I'm sure, within the population nonetheless. So they go to this mall that Ellie said is full of infected and has been sealed off by Fedra. And we find out that there are infected in there, girl. And as they're getting in this damn mall, they're dropping down, making a bunch of noise. This whole entire trip, this whole entire mall date, I was like, oh my god, y'all making so much noise. Y'all making so much noise. Y'all freaking me out. And I loved this. I loved the date night. I loved how the whole time they were on the date, you were just like holding your breath for an infected to come out, right? Like you're just holding your breath. I think it was such a good way to do the episode, So Riley lit up the mall because when Fedra built up them new apartments or put them shits up, they connected, when they connected the new block, they connected the mall, I guess, up with it. Riley lit it up so they go on an adventure. I love seeing Ellie's reaction to the escalator, electric stairs. So then I guess we'll stop at the first wonder. Riley takes Ellie to this carousel, merry-go-round, whatever you want to call it. And my first thought was like, oh my god, y'all are at this merry-go-round. Y'all gonna play this loud-ass music and these old-ass horses gonna be creaking. I'm like, y'all, please, why y'all doing this? But it was so cute. It was so cute because it seems like you could tell that they were into each other, but didn't really know how to express or say it. I was like, oh my god, they're on the merry-go-round and the apocalypse is so cute. Oh my God. They drinking on the carousel. They drinking on the merry-go-round. This shit stops. Like I said, because I was holding my breath this whole episode, the whole date night, like waiting for it, in fact, to jump out. So like every time something happened, I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. So, you know, they have a conversation. Ellie doubts that the Fireflies can really free the QZ, but then Riley said that they've done it in other QZ. So like, yes, it's going to be hard, but it is possible. Ellie is still, you know, like, oh, well, girl, we can make it here. If we just stay here, we can change the system. And Riley was just like, girl, maybe your ass can. Maybe you can. We learned that Riley is 16, about to turn 17, and 17 is the age where they give people their assignments, and she got the sewage detail. So it makes me wonder what exactly Captain Kwan meant by, like, if you're smart, you get certain, you know, you get certain privileges, or you get certain things in this society. And it's almost, to me, it's almost like the meritocracy myth here. Because Riley's not a dumb person. Like, Riley's not a dumb kid. She's smart as fuck. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why her and Ellie were even, you know, able to be friends in the first place, because they think almost in similar ways, right? Obviously, this is one big way that they think differently, but they're able to process information in similar ways, and they're smart. So obviously, it's proven here that just because you're smart doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get these cushy positions at the QZ. Bitch, you're gonna get what they fucking serve you, and that's it. You know, like I said, I feel like it mirrors kind of what society in real life today. Like, yes, of course, if you work hard, it's possible for you to achieve certain things. But the way that American culture and society and economics is built, sometimes the shit don't add up. Like, you could be the smartest person in the world, you got PhDs, and still be broke as shit and still be fucked up. So, you know, I think this is one way to show just how inequitable things are. But at the same time, somebody got to do sewage. Sewage got to be taken care of in some way, right? But it's just the loss of choice. It's the loss of, you know, you get assigned something. You don't go out there and search for it. You get assigned something in this QZ, right? So that's kind of, it's just, you can see the similarities. I love that they end up taking cute pictures together in this booth. I was like, yeah. Oh my God. I was like, who gonna die? Like, this whole episode, I was waiting for, obviously waiting for Ellie to get bitten and for Riley to die, right? To leave or die, right? Because Ellie had told Joel, everybody who I've ever loved or was, you know, ever my friend or whatever has either left or died. So I was waiting for that thing. I was waiting for that shit. So now they go to this arcade, and I'm like, girl, this loud ass arcade with these games, this infected finna be on your ass. I thought the arcade was where they were gonna get fucked up, and it didn't happen. I love that they were playing Mortal Kombat. We just saw that poster on her in her room, and so we see an infected wake up, and it looks big as shit. I'm like, girl, what the hell? I love that they put it in right when I thought that they were gonna get fucked up at the arcade. I love that they did that, and they didn't end up getting fucked up at the arcade. So Ellie tries to leave early, but Riley says that she has a gift, like, don't leave now. The gift that Riley has, we find out, is volume 2 of that pun book. I thought that shit was so fun. Some of the puns that they were saying was so hilarious. I loved how they didn't know what screenshots were. How do computers get drunk? And that was so funny, but it's just showing the deep cultural difference, right? You know, before the apocalypse hit versus after. It was just like little things like that, so very good when it comes to storytelling, in my opinion, like at showing things and not telling them. Does that make sense? Yeah, I like that. So once Ellie finds the bombs that Riley made or whatever, Ellie puts it together that the Fireflies stationed Riley there, and that Riley's guarding their shit. Riley's guarding their ammo and stash and all that shit. So, and that, in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of why it was so easy for Marlene or whatever to just, I don't know, it was so easy for Riley to enter the Fireflies, because it's like, okay, Marlene sees that this girl is already deviant, and we don't really have to trust her that much. I mean, it's bombs, but at the same time, if she fucks something up, she will fuck herself up in this mall. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. It makes sense that with how quickly they recruited her, that they would use her for this kind of thing, right? So Ellie at first doesn't believe that Riley actually planned all this for her for real. And I hate that they were arguing so loud. I was like, y'all gotta be quiet. Y'all gotta be quiet. But then Riley says something that I kind of figured was happening all along. She says, I'm leaving Boston, and I am going to the Atlanta QZ with the help of Marlene and all that, like I said. And we learned that tonight is Riley's last night in Boston. My goodness. I love the passion that Ellie had when she was hitting that trash can, but all I could think about was how loud the sounds were. Oh, I was like, oh my God. Ellie's about to leave, but then of course she turns back. And here's someone screaming. That shit freaked me out. I was like, no, what? I was like, here we go. But then it's some Halloween decorations or some shit. I don't even know what the fuck it was. Some costume ass shit. And Riley's sitting there fine. But then she says, she shows her the fifth wonder. Riley was like, girl, I matter to the Fireflies. I want to feel that family feeling, that sense of family again. She didn't say that verbatim, but that's kind of what she was saying. But then Ellie was like, girl, you matter to me. You matter to me first. And then the next scene was so cute when they turn on this loud ass Walkman. Oh my God. And they put these masks on. They start dancing. And Ellie just looks at Riley and says, don't go. And Riley says, okay. Oh, I was like, yeah. My heart, I was like, oh my God. And the infected finna chew y'all up. I was like, oh my God, we can't even. Why can't the gays live in the world of The Last of Us? Why can't the gays live? Where are the gays? Where did the girls go? Where are the gays? Girl, as soon as they kiss, bitch, they hear that sound. They hear something. I say, bitch, here we go. I say, bitch, here we go. Here we go. Riley went for that gun immediately and said, bitch, prepare to run. And they wasn't playing no fucking games. The infected comes in, charging in, bitch, out of nowhere. Riley shoots and shoots and shoots, bitch. It's not going down. They not putting that shit down. They run, they get knocked down. Ellie stabs and stabs and stabs, but she still gets knocked down. Riley ends up saving her. And then immediately, I'm just like, I'm wondering if she's bitten. Immediately. I'm worried about Riley. I didn't even think about Ellie. Bitch, I mean, I feel like it's so, interesting and accurate that you're doing all this fighting, and then it's only after the adrenaline goes down and wears off that you realize, oh fuck, I've been bitten. Obviously we know that Ellie's gonna be okay. She doesn't think she's gonna be okay, so her reactions are definitely understandable. I love how the show uses this moment to switch back to present day, where Ellie is just going all over the house, tearing shit up, looking for something, looking for anything to try and save Joel, because she's not going to lose Joel in the same way that she obviously has lost Riley. Or not in the same way, but you know what I mean? Just losing so many people, she is just like, bitch, not this one. Oh my God, not again. I'm so tired. I mean, even Henry Stanford, the last episode, or the episode before that, I can't remember. But yeah, like she's just really over it, understandably so. Riley, I love what Riley says here. She said, there's one option. We kill ourselves with this gun, quick and easy and painless, or we just keep going. We keep going. It ends this way for all of us. Sooner or later, we're all going to have to die. Some sooner than others. But let's not quit. Let's not quit. And that, of course, to me is... that could be seen as a message for times today. This whole entire show could be seen as a message for times today. But that could be seen as like, yo, life sucks sometimes. This world is shitty sometimes. And death is going to come for all of us. But don't quit. And sometimes it's easier said than done. Sometimes trauma is too much and people are just like, girl, I'm checking out. And it's understandable because it's a human experience. But I think what Riley's saying is like, if you can help it, if you do have strength left, if you do have, courage left, if you do have sanity left, use it until you don't have no more of that shit. And I love that they did that, because if they didn't do that, Ellie would have died, and we wouldn't have known about this, immunity that she has. She would not have had the chance to meet Joel. You see what I'm saying? So yes, life is risky. Yes, these things are uncomfortable, but if you have the power to, if you have the strength to, keep moving forward. I love that message. I love that. Especially because, like I said, things are so dark now. Things are so dark. But Ellie is sewing Joel ass up, and they holding hands and shit. I'm just like, oh, y'all gonna break my heart. Y'all, right? Is the finale of this shit finna break me? Y'all need to, no, don't spoil no shit for me. Don't spoil no shit for me. But I am really thinking the finale for this is going to break my soul in half. Like, oh my God. But this episode, like the rest of them, was extremely good. But I mean, amazing. That's how you show I don't know, the human experience, the human connections in a very big, very apocalyptic dystopian world, right? You add some color to that world. So and that's the only thing that would add color to your experience in these kind of apocalyptic Armageddon-ass circumstances is your connection, your human connection with other people, And as much as Joel was trying to deny himself that, and obviously Ellie to some extent with having lost so many people, it's the only thing that would keep you going if you want to keep going, like Riley's saying, right? So I don't know, love this episode. Tell me what y'all think about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will check y'all out later. Peace.